Hi, so we're going to use this video to show you how you can easily use Equility to reconcile your most complicated bank reconciliations. In this example within QuickBooks, we can see that we have over 500 transactions and that when we include all of them, we are off by $1,000. I do not want to go through this to try to figure out if there are any missing or duplicated transactions. So I am going to use Equility instead by simply clicking this Reconcile with Equility button. If you are already signed up, then this will bring you into your account. That's right here, test account prod, and your connected information. All of the reconciliation parameters will be filled in for you besides your starting date. And since this is the first date that we are reconciling, or the first time that we're reconciling this account, we're just going to go back to the beginning of 2020, give us enough time. That's filled in. And then the other area you want to look at is this auto matching, which is the number of days before and after transaction date to look for potential matches. So where that would come in is if you had an invoice for, let's say, $1,000, you received a physical check on the 10th, you might mark it in QuickBooks as saying that this was paid on the 10th of the month. However, you might not get to the bank for a few days, so it might not hit your bank statement until the 14th. So you are going to have a few days that are different between QuickBooks and your bank statement. Right here, we're going to say we want them to match because it's still within the same month in this type of example. So we're going to get a bit of a leeway on that end, 7 days. And on this next section, it's where you're importing your source transactions from. If you use Plaid, like we did right here for TD Bank, you could just click on one of these accounts that would match whatever this demo check-in is, and then it'll automatically import all the transactions for you. However, if your bank does not support an integration with Plaid, you can also upload it with a CSV file. For us, since this is a test dummy situation, we have created a CSV file that has, the date, description, the amount in one column here. And if we look at column D, it all sums up to the total right here, 16,933.79, which is the difference between the beginning and ending balance. So it shows that these are the right transactions that we want to upload. The other thing that we want to look at is the way that we're uploading this. This is a checking account, which is an asset. So we want to make sure we're choosing assets. If it was a credit card, we choose the liabilities. And we'd also want to make sure that, hey, we're doing this properly. The amounts, the debits, and the credits are all in one column. Sometimes the CSV file that you might get from a bank would have the debits in one column and the credits in the other. So we give the option to be able to use amounts in two columns in that situation. So make sure you're matching this up properly. Right now we are. So we're going to click the upload button. We're going to find the file, add it in here. It's recognizing these details on the file. We'll click next. Now wants to confirm what column we want to get the date from. We want to use posting date, description from the description column, and amount from the amount column. Next, it will make sure that our formatting is correct. Sometimes the default formatting for date might not be proper. If that's the case, you will see these cells line up in red, and you'll just simply follow these details to get it into the right formatting. We do not have that issue right now, so we can click submit. And we are ready to reconcile. Now let's see how quickly we're able to match all the transactions and find any potential errors. We simply click the run button right here. And within a few seconds, what it did was it's showing us right here are all of your transactions within QuickBooks, saying that there's 555 transactions here, which you can see at the simple math. And then with the CSV file we uploaded as our source document, there's 554. It was able to match up all those transactions by dates and amounts, but however, then what it did show is within QuickBooks, we have this one unmatched transaction. If we did include this, we would be off, but right now we don't want this to be involved. So we would either choose to right here, what we could do is try to delete it, or what we can simply do is say, hey, we want to leave it for now. Maybe it's a transaction that's going to match up later on. I'm just going to keep this for demo situations later on. Now we're going to click done. And when we do that, it is going to bring us back into your reconciliation module within QuickBooks. We'll then ask if you would like us to automatically mark your reconciled transactions and to unmark any unclear transactions. I found that to be extremely helpful, so we'll click yes. And it will take just a little bit of time because it's going through all of these different transactions and trying to mimic your ability to automatically click the blue check marks, unclick the blue check marks. It's doing that for you. This will last a few seconds, and then if everything works out properly, we'll see that the difference is 0, and that there will be one transaction, the one that was identified, and it will say that, hey, that is uncleared. So just be aware of that. You can either delete it or, leave it if it's appropriate. All right, so we're almost at the end. And there we go. Now we have a difference of 0. If we looked, scroll down here, we could see, hey, that's the one transaction we said should not be cleared as such. And your reconciliation's done. You will likely want to delete that, but just for our scenario, we're going to leave it so it's easy to show. Hope that this helped out and showed you how to use our reconciliation module. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us directly.